This episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to support the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/bossrushnetwork. Thanks for your continued support. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, is the PC Muscle Race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Good evening, wonderful people. What is poppin'?
LeRon, you were looking awfully fancy this weekend.
Thank you. I was groomsmen for a wedding.
Those shoes, man.
Oh, you saw the shoes?
Yeah.
Oh man, those shoes are amazing. Those are actually boots, actually, like really dressy boots. But man, they're sharp. They're sharp. And you know what? They were so fucking comfortable. Like I was wondering if I was gonna be able to stand at a wedding and then be at a reception and be dancing and walking around and all sorts of stuff in them. They were super comfortable. I didn't do anything to them. I didn't put any like insoles in them or anything like that. So they were good. So like when I do put some insoles in them, oh man, it's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah. It's they were nice though. I like them.
Thank you.
I really the suits were sharp too. But
oh yeah,
man.
Yeah. By the way, it is a pain in the ass to tie a bow tie for the first time if you've never done it.
Yeah.
It took me nearly 50 minutes to tie my own bow tie. And then you want to know the part that sucks about it?
What?
After I tied my bow tie, it was me and the groom. We were able to tie our bow tie, not have any problems, right? So when we get to the location, you know, to start getting ready for first photos and all that stuff, all the rest of the groomsmen show up. Nobody's got their bow tie tied. And someone just yells out there, "Hey, LeRon knows how to do that shit." So I wound up tying 4 more bow ties. But here's the dumb part about this: what took me 50 minutes to do on myself, it only took 2 minutes per person to do for everybody else. I'm disgusted. And the kicker about this whole thing is that I feel like I now know how to tie a bow tie better than I've ever can do a regular tie. And everyone says that like the skill of being one of those man skills is being able to tie a tie. Like I can't tie a tie, and I was trained how to do that in the military, but I can tie a bow tie now. Like I can do it. I can do it with my eyes closed now.
Nice. Also joining us is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov, with a brand new hairdo.
Oh, yeah. I was about to point out. Yes, I have bright red, pink something hair.
Yeah.
Man, I have to speak lower because apparently I'm coming in loud. Hello.
That's okay. We'll just turn you down. It'll be fine. She has a companion. This is a JRPG.
No, I like
happen.
Several companions.
I like your volume in my headphones. Like it's one of the few times that I can hear you really well.
Oh, thank you. And hello from Paxil and Nico, too.
She's got her own RPG party going on over here.
I do.
Also here is none other than PK Power Pat Klein, filling out our party.
That's right. Okay, guys, if we were an RPG party, what role would each of us have?
Oh, boy. I don't know. What role would we have? Pat, tell us what roles we would have. You're the RPG master here.
Let's okay, if we're talking like job classes, we have of course your fighters, your paladins, your wizards, your rogues, your archers.
True. You know what? Mm-hmm. Just to kind of jump in, since you mentioned it, I think I kind of know what I would be. I would be the fighter because I am a little more physically aggressive in real life than I really need to be. And a lot of my strategy in all video games is to go in guns or swords a-blazing without really thinking about it. And I love melee attack. So I just think my gut instinct is I would be the melee fighter person. What do you think, Pat? But I'm open to suggestions.
I mean, you could... If you think that's how you are, then you definitely make a berserker.
That,
You know?
or because I'm the only female here, I could go with the stereotype and be the healer because I feel like that's what always happens.
Be the nurturer out of the entire group. I don't know.
What am I?
What are you? Let's see. You're good with technology.
No, that's a lie. No, that's
Yeah.
LeRon.
That's LeRon.
Look at that
LeRon's
charm.
also good with technology. I mean, I could definitely see LeRon as being some sort of like mechanic skills. Like he'd be the ones with the rifles, he'd be the ones with the techs and the traps. So almost like a roguelike, but with like technology instead of like potions and poisons.
I can dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
I think
Let's
Corey should be the bard.
The
Just
bard. A sing
Yep.
with a little what's the thing? What was the song that was really popular from the Witcher show that everybody was singing? For toss a coin to your Witcher or whatever.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, you could definitely be a bard because you're basically the face of the show, and you're the personality and presenting us and all that fun jazz. And then you give us buffs with all your encouragement.
Yes, I am sending my buffs out. Man, speaking of Buffer, which is the social media manager platform that I use to do our social media stuff, I think it's so busted. It's so busted. Like, I try to set a time and a date for certain posts, and then it's like, oh, you wanted this to go out on February 2nd? Did you mean January 18th? No. Oh, you wanted to go out at 11 a.m.? Did you mean 3 a.m.? No.
So basically, everybody thinks we're speaking to them from the future.
God, it's like, just stop. Ugh. Anyways, everybody having a good week? It's Wednesday.
It's busy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Got a lot of deadlines this week that I've been having to hit. How about you guys?
I've learned thanks to attending a wedding and being a receptionist and reception. I mean, is that I definitely have 48-year-old knees.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. I just can't drop it low like I used to anymore.
Drop it low, girl. That's a song somewhere out there. It's busy for me too. We are prepping for season 6 of one of our podcasts at work, and it's going to be a big one because it's the year of AI, and this season 6 is called Utilizing AI. So a lot of AI talk around the office these days. So
I know likey the AI. I actually put like a AI part 2 as like a potential after dark topic because I see like more other ways AI is used, and I'm not too enthused about it. But
it has changed a lot since we talked about it the last time.
Yeah.
So
I love AI, so I can't wait for that conversation. I love it.
It's one of the and I mean I don't have anything personal against it, but I just feel like so many it's being misused just as much as it could be used for good. Anyway,
that is true.
For me,
true.
Yeah.
I am finally getting a bit of a break because I work in the health insurance industry. As of 1/1, everyone's insurance renews or they get a new insurance. So as you may recall, I had to work New Year's Day. There was an issue and it was all hands on deck. It was incredibly stressful. Knock on wood, it's finally been fixed. So today was like the first day I could actually flip and breathe. And I even got to draw a little bit. So it's nice. And it's still a month away, but I'm getting ready for Chinese New Year. It's going to be a big one coming up soon.
Going to be lucky.
What does Chinese New Year consist of?
Like with celebrationings?
Like what do you do? I mean, is it like regular New Year's but not?
Yeah, because it's a lunar calendar versus the Gregorian calendar. And I mean, if you were to go all out there, you would attend a festival or party where there's like a lion dance where you usher in the new year with good luck. You eat certain kinds of food like fish, uncut noodles, stuff like that. And then the adults will give the children red envelopes filled with money, which is nice for the children. I'm pretty sure American kids would love that. Those are like kind of like three big things. A lot of food, lucky foods only, dragon dance, and red envelopes. And I say it's a big year because it's the year of the dragon. Next to the year of the pig, which is kind of weird to say, but
Yes.
the pig and the year of the dragon are like considered the two best, luckiest animals.
Yes.
Because pig represents wealth and money, and dragon is just lucky because it's an animal that doesn't exist.
As you can tell, I'm a pig, so
Yes, it's a very auspicious animal.
Auspicious, you say?
Yes, you are very auspicious, Patrick.
Auspicious.
Auspicious indeed.
So
That will
on
be
the
my big
9th,
word.
on February 9th, guys, the eve of Chinese New Year, make sure you wear something red because it's good luck.
What day? What day?
February 9th. That's the
February
eve of the Lunar New Year.
My dad's birthday. Okay.
Yeah, just wear a little bit of red.
Nice.
So if I wear red underpants, does that make them lucky?
Sure will.
Will it make me lucky?
Jeez.
I define what kind of luck, I don't know.
Anyways.
Stay tuned.
All right. Well,
oh my god! I just saw something on Twitter that I feel that man like that would have fit right at home in After Dark.
Oh no!
I'm gonna write it down.
Write it on the doc.
I'll tell you guys more about it.
Write it on the After
Write
Dark
it down.
doc. Should be open already. Anyways, speaking of, we have some quick housekeeping to take care of, everybody. So, drumroll, please. The Boss Rush Podcast and the Boss Rush Network are headed to PAX East. You'll be able to find us roaming the show floor. If you're there, come say hi. We will be covering the event as part of the media, demoing games, conducting interviews, and recording a podcast or two live from the event. So make sure you keep your eye on bossrush.net and our YouTube channel for that. PAX East is taking place in Boston on March 21st through the 24th. So get your badges now and come say hello. It's going to be a good time.
Yes, I will be one of those people because I happen to live near Boston. So if you see someone with flaming red hair, there's probably many people with flaming red hair at a place like PAX East, but one of them will be me.
Can you make it stand up like this?
Maybe. I'm actually considering cosplaying one of these days, but I don't know if that's professional of me.
You could be Jesse from Team Rocket from Pokemon.
Oh my gosh, that's what my hairstylist said. Like, this is so Team Rocket. I'm like, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Anyway, PAX East.
Also, if you want to support the Boss Rush Podcast and the Boss Rush Network, you can head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Rush Network, where you can get the show 1 week early and ad-free and other perks like early access to other podcasts, voting rights, and more at the tier that's right for you. Again, that's patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. If you can't contribute financially, it's no big deal. Your viewership and listenership is enough for us. You can watch the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up on the video, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when new episodes go live. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star rating and a nice review. Really helps with visibility and discoverability. Remember, you can always find new episodes and all of our podcasts, articles, reviews, and more on our website at bossrush.net. Lastly, it's giveaway time, everybody. It's giveaway time. We are giving away Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for PlayStation 5. It comes out on February 29th. So this is limited to our North American, United States audience. So anybody who lives outside of the United States, I apologize.
We still love you.
We do love you. It's a shipping and mailing issue. Okay.
Yes.
So just to get that out of the way real quick. But we are giving away Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for PlayStation 5. To enter, subscribe to the Boss Rush Network on YouTube and comment Buster in all caps on this video, or look for our post on Patreon if you're a patron at any level. If you're a Patreon subscriber at any level, you're automatically receiving 2 entries if you comment Buster in all caps on the pinned giveaway post. The winner will be announced.
What?
Yep.
Hear
The
that,
winner.
guys?
The winner
Sorry,
will be
keep
announced on.
interrupting.
The winner will be announced on the Boss Rush Network Twitter and Instagram accounts on Monday, February 26th. So follow the Boss Rush Network on socials to find out who wins. I want to get that out before launch day, at least have it ordered and shipped before launch day so you can play it that weekend. I think the 29th is a Thursday, so you will be able to enjoy your weekend with that video game. Now that's taken care of. Let's talk about what we've been playing. I'm going to go first because I have a bone to pick with PlayStation. That's okay.
You always have.
You always do.
Well, if it would just turn on and let me play it, it would be fine.
Maybe you should treat it better.
Yeah, maybe you should say nice things about Jim Ryan.
No, he's gone.
In the IT world, we like to call what your experience is called winning the winning the Silicon Lottery.
Yes.
And by winning the Silicon Lottery, we mean losing.
I understood that reference. I got it. So I was playing Final Fantasy 16, which is an amazing video game, only available on the PlayStation 5. And now I can't play it. But this game is so incredible. It checks all of the Corey boxes for sure. But it's kind of a blessing in disguise because I need to finish Super Mario RPG, which I played a lot last night. And I'm getting through it. It's definitely very simple. It's a beautiful game. It's definitely got a lot of Nintendo charm and a lot of, you can see the lineage of obviously of Mario and Luigi, the Mario and Luigi RPGs. Gino and Malo are 2 dynamically different characters. I wasn't aware Pinocchio was invading my RPGs because that's essentially what Gino is.
So now you see why everyone wants him in Smash?
No, I have no idea.
Neither do I. I don't get it.
Stephanie's raising her hand.
Oh, because I felt bad constantly cutting you off during the sweepstakes. No, I just wanted a friendly reminder, Corey, that you were all, I don't want to play Final Fantasy 16 because everybody says it's like a Devil May Cry. Just saying.
I did.
See?
You're never gonna let him live that down.
Nope.
No.
Nobody ever is. It's fine. It's okay. Look, it's okay. I'll eat shit when it's time. Okay. This is the pile of shit that I'm digging into. Okay.
let's just say we're the main people that are always telling our audience never pay attention to everything you see on the internet, and you went hook, line, and sinker for that one.
I did.
Just your friendly PSA. Continue.
That was my mistake. It's all right. People still yell at me because I say Outriders was a good game. So, whatever. Tomato. Final Fantasy 16, though. Great game. Highly recommended. I was wrong at the beginning. Okay? I was wrong. Super Mario RPG, however, mediocre, in my opinion, so far. It's like, I feel like the difficulty spikes are like all over the place in this game where like, I feel like I'm early on and I'm just crushing enemies. And then I get to the next area and like, they're just crushing me for no reason. And I'm like, am I supposed to stay in that first area for 5 hours to grind this out and then move to the next area? Like, is that how I forgot how grindy old school RPGs were.
This game shouldn't be grindy for you. Honestly, this one is insanely simple and you can bypass a heck of a lot of bad guys.
Yeah.
Still be good.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but then like, I will die in like 2 hits. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like, why am I dying in 2 hits? Especially Malo. Malo is like a big fluff, both physically and
You are hitting the button when the bad guy's about ready to hit you, right?
Hitting the button. What do you mean? Am I missing something?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, is there like a parry mechanic? Is that?
It's kind of before you hit an enemy, if you hit a button at the right time, it does more damage. Same thing when an enemy hits you, you can negate quite a bit of the damage when they hit.
Or block it completely.
Oh,
yeah.
I must have
In
missed
fact,
that
your
tutorial.
character
I
should
probably
be
skipped it.
popping up an explanation point if you suck at it.
Oh,
So
is that what that means?
Yeah, that means hit the button then.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
There's
No,
my
Corey,
problem.
trust me, it took me a while to get used to. And then when I started getting it right, the amount of damage that you could reduce made a difference quite a few times.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I was unaware of that mechanic. It was probably in the tutorial, and I skipped most of it because I was like, "This
Probably.
is a menu based RPG. I'm sure I can figure it out." Figure it out. And then
just terrible. Just
I know I'm awful. You know, come on, LeRon, come on, bring it on. Just let me have it. It's fine.
no, that's I don't have to say more.
The last game I was really playing quite a bit until I got sucked into Final Fantasy 16 really hardcore was Immortals of Avium, the first person magic shooter. It's fun, it's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. I fought a dragon with some magic, that was fun. And now I have like I'm fighting this enemy called the hand, and they are stealing stuff, and I don't know, I just went through this big kind of puzzle based maze to get back to the fortress, and it was I like the game. I think it feels very like PS3 FPS type thing, corridor shooter. Like, okay, we're gonna go this very linear path, let's go shoot the guys in this path. Then there's this big circle area that's clearly an arena, and you're gonna have to, find cover and use the different magic mechanics to take out the different types of enemies. And then once it's over, like a little chime goes off that lets you know that the encounter is over, and then you proceed to the door that's glowing. Sometimes if there's a red jewel above the door, you have to use your red magic to shoot it and open the door, and red, green, blue. And of course, they vary that mechanic up a little bit, but not much. Gina Torres is in it, for those who care. You Firefly and Destiny fans out there.
And Stutes fans.
Yeah, that. But that's all I've been playing. It's been a busy week, mostly because it's been a lot of like back end stuff, fixing the Discord and the website back end stuff, and the store. Didn't even mention the store in the write up in the housekeeping. There's 47 designs on the store now, so
nice.
That's cool. LeRon, how's your Monster Hunter World Iceborne return going?
Oh man,
We have
yeah.
a question. Do I want to set you up with this question, LeRon? Because I'm going to.
Okay, I was about to say I don't know how to answer that, given that you need to tell me what the question is.
So the One True James via Discord asks, Monster Hunter World is seeing players return in numbers as strong as its initial release, as old players unite with an unexpected surge of new players. What do you think? And specifically, what do you think of Capcom's hugely successful Return to World campaign? And then MH Norris follows up. Related to this, what game would you love to see come back in a similar fashion? So I'll let you answer that first part.
Okay. All right. So first of all, like I did not think that like there would be just a mass like return to Monster Hunter World. I did not think that, and I didn't really get swept up in it. It was always my idea to return to Iceborne anyway. Once because like I still have fun with Rise and Sunbreak. So like it's not like I'm just eschewing one game for the other or anything like that. But I think it's fucking fantastic. Monster Hunter World was just like a phenomenon, like for a lot of veteran players, because like it was Monster Hunter officially stepping into the modern gaming world. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but like back when it came out on PS2, there were limitations to what they could and could not do with their vision for Monster Hunter and stuff like that. And as gamers, like who are like diehards, we wrote it out. We wrote it out for 4 different generations of games, like staying the same but also changing and evolving until we got to World. So like I don't think it really dawned on me until I saw the YouTube videos, because I was already back into playing Monster Hunter World, and I started over at the beginning, because like I was like, this game's been out for 5 years, and I want to play through the story mode again and stuff like that. So I created a brand new character with a brand new Palico, like, and yeah, like, and and ultimately, like, there's so much stuff in the story that I forgot. Monster Hunter has always had like a loose story, but like as far as storylines go, like World and Iceborne story is probably the best Monster Hunter story to date. That includes Monster Hunter Rise, because I think Rise had a lot of stuff going on to it, but its story seemed kind of disjointed, and it's because 2 different teams worked on that game. You had the base game, and then you had the base game that one team worked on, and then you had the expansion portion, which is Sunbreak. But yeah, but it wasn't until after I started my character, and maybe I was like a couple days deep into it, that I started seeing all this like return the world, and like hundreds of thousands of players, like being, in the concurrent playing, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like, I want to say it was almost like no one really left, but it was more like they all came back, and that's been amazing, like I'm telling you, like there's this magic Monster Hunter, and I'm just glad that I've been in it since 2004, way back in the beginning, and I cannot wait for the 20th anniversary celebration and see what they do. And yeah, I've been eyeballing those Monster Hunter board game sets on Amazon that cost like $100 and some odd dollars. I might have to buy one and buy all the expansions to it, because if anything, if I don't even play the game, I just want those figurines. Yeah. So yeah, I've been playing Monster Hunter World with some buddies too, like running with some friends, so that's cool. Like actual people that I actually know, like out in town, like we're playing. And beyond that, I also got back into Sea of Stars, because I want to actually try and beat that. So there you go. That's my everything I've been playing. It's just been those 2. Like I've been, with all the stuff that's been going on in my life, like I'm actually surprised I've actually been able to find time to play games and stuff like that. But yeah, like like with the ROG Ally, like just kicking back in bed and spending like an hour, playing like a quest or 2 before bedtime is good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I put a poll up the other day, because I just want to say how much, like, and I said this on Nintendo Pal Block that's coming out tomorrow if you're a patron, last week if you're on free feeds. Like I was talking to Ed, I was just like, I really think we all kind of take the Switch for granted now, and like its ability to be docked and or be played in handheld, and the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally are really filling that void for a lot of people who want to play not Nintendo games. And like I just really appreciate the handheld experience, and I really want some sort of handheld device. I put a poll up, and I said, and LeRon, you're gonna be sad, but I'm pretty sure the OLED Steam Deck won my poll.
Uh-huh.
I'm not really sad about it.
Not that I have to listen to a poll, but
well, the Steam Deck. Wow. Whoa. Sorry about that.
Damn.
Please censor that later.
LeRon's weekend, everybody.
Man, tell us how you really feel about this.
I feel like the Steam Deck. The reason why a Steam Deck is so popular and it dominates a lot of polls and a lot of just like reviews and like testimonials and stuff like that is because like it's the first of its kind that's out there, and in all seriousness, it has like the best ease of entry. Like it's easy to like just get a Steam Deck And and even its price point is nice, so it's really easy to grab that thing, and get started with it, and it was definitely a no brainer for people like me, for example. I don't have a Steam Deck, but I have a ginormous Steam library. As a matter of fact, I think last week on our show, I talked about how I had like over 1,200 entries in my Steam library. Um, and yeah, so like it was a no brainer for people who have a massive collection of games and stuff like that. And like now we've got rollouts, with the ROG Ally, the Lenovo Legion Go, the MSI Claws coming real soon. We've also got other ones like we got the Neo and all that stuff, which are more or less like glorified, like like emulating machines. No offense to the people who actually have those, because I do know you can play like current and viable games on stuff like that. But yeah, like Steam Deck just has this thing about like this ease of entry, and then with this surprise like refresh they did that no one thought was coming, and stuff like that. It just like it put me back in the headset, in the head frame where I was like, should I get a Steam Deck? Because the reason why I did not get a Steam Deck, because you guys know back when we had the gentleman from
Noah from
what's
Steam
the web
Deck HQ.
Yeah.
Steam Deck HQ. I was about to say Steam Deck IQ or something like that. But yeah, Steam Deck HQ. When they had him on, like Corey, you saw me. Like it was like talking to a kid, letting him know what he's getting for Christmas. Like I was pretty much set on getting a Steam Deck, and then the ROG Ally announcement came out, and I was like, ooh, let me wait. And 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 the main reason why I'm a more ROG Ally person, or just a Windows handheld person in general than the Steam Deck, is because like I just don't want to. I just want to fuck with Linux. Like, I mean, in all seriousness, I've never liked Linux, and I know like Linux is in the back end, but knowing the type of person I am with tech and IT and stuff like that, I was gonna have a collision course with Linux anyway. I just don't want to deal with it. Plus the fact that you can't send a play, Steam like deck compatible games. That's a thing, and the only thing that holds back like games from playing properly on the ROG Ally is just hardware, whereas Steam Deck, it's something completely different, and I don't understand why it's something different. Because when Valve had their console, like every game played perfectly, you didn't have to worry about anything being verified. So I don't understand like what's the problem with the Steam Deck versus what they had before. So I don't know. But you know what? All I gotta say is like I appreciate it. I like the Steam Deck, especially OLED. The OLED one. Even though I haven't physically put my hands on an actual OLED Steam Deck yet, but I'm probably I may just pop the money down and spend it. Even though I don't want to be one of those people that have multiple devices. Like I already have a Switch, I have my ROG Ally, and I still have like my old PSP Go, PS Vita. I don't know if I need all this stuff just sitting around. Oh, I still have my 3DS, I found my Nintendo DSi a couple of weeks ago in the box.
Wow.
Also, like the ROG Ally, just based on the games I like to play, and the Game Pass feature is like seems like the no-brainer choice. But I I don't know if Valve builds a better device or not. You know what I mean? It's just I'm too caught up in the way these devices look and feel, and I don't know, man. I wish these.
Now one thing I will say, because I am playing Monster Hunter World on the ROG Ally, the Nintendo Switch has like some of the best form factor out there. Like you see how thin this thing is. Mm-hmm. Like the ROG Ally is about that much thicker, right?
Well, that's because the ROG Ally has modern technology, and the Switch's technology is like two GameCubes stapled together.
That is true. So that is true. So here's the weird part, right? Playing Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch in portable mode, I did not like that experience at all. But playing Monster Hunter World, so I was afraid that if I played Monster Hunter World, I was like, I'm going to be stuck at my desk playing this because, I just feel like if I didn't like playing Sunbreak on the Switch, I'm not going to like playing World on the ROG Ally. It's a bigger, thicker machine and everything, right? The ergonomics of the ROG Ally, like I don't have a single problem playing in like Monster Hunter is a fast twitch game. Like you're using every finger, to do something, whether it's stabilizing the system in your hand or all the
Ew.
fast twitch stuff with your. Shut up! Shut up! Wrong show, Missy. But yeah, I play this game just as fun as if I was playing with my PS5 controller. I've said enough. I've made this segment too long.
Not really. It's fascinating. I think that LeRon, I can't wait to have this Xbox discussion with you. Solely, half mostly because of the.
I'm gonna lie to you right now because I don't even use the Army Crate that much. I'm just gonna tell you that now. I do use it, but I use Steam in big picture mode, which I guess basically you're giving yourself the Steam Deck experience right there. But I also have this front end that I'm getting ready that I messed around with at the beginning, but I'm going to load it back. It's called Play Night, and it just gives you a whole different experience. Like it's too much to talk about right now, but I'll tell you more about it later.
Okay.
But yeah, I usually use Steam big picture mode, and I just integrate everything into it, like especially like the emulation stuff.
Okay.
Like,
well,
Emu Deck is amazing.
Well, we'll have that discussion. I want to have it maybe after the developer direct tomorrow, or sometime in the next week or so.
Y'all, I thought that thing was today. I almost lost my mind.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Don't worry, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought I missed it.
Stephanie, what are you playing?
First, I just want to quickly show off. I finally got some stuff from Limited Run. The Legend of Tian Ding. I started and probably got halfway through this game on the Steam Deck. Speaking of the Steam Deck, I don't remember the last time I booted up the Steam Deck. It's just too fat and heavy for me. But now I'm gonna start it again on the Switch.
That's what she said.
Yep. Trip World DX. I never got to play it in its original form. Now I can play it. It's by Sunsoft. And then last but not least, it's not like I had this on my radar, but when I read about the games, I really found it interesting. It's called the Odin Cat's Paradise Collection. It's 2 games in one, and it's technically one of those like sim games, but you play, at least in Bear's Restaurant, you play as a cat in a restaurant that's kind of like an analogy for purgatory. So these souls come up after death, and you need to serve them the right dish to kind of maybe based off of a memory to kind of ease them into the afterlife. I don't know, just got like a very interesting premise. So 3 physicals from Limited Run. I've been playing, I beat Mario RPG. I won't say too much on it because based off what Corey said and our upcoming book club, but it is a solid game, especially knowing that it came out in the Super Nintendo, right?
Yep.
Knowing that this existed back then, I'm like, you know what? It's got a lot of charm. I was definitely in it for the humor. Like, it actually had some really cheeky, funny humor that I really loved. But it is very basic. So there were some times where I'm like, all right, let's just keep on going. But it was good. It was a good experience, and I'm really glad that I had the opportunity. This is what I like, having that opportunity to play the games that I'd missed in the past. Played about 10 minutes of Blossom Tales because that was the only game I had available for me while I was getting my hair done, because I downloaded the Prince of Persia demo, and for some reason it didn't work because I wasn't connected to the internet. I eventually played the Prince of Persia demo, which I'll maybe save my thoughts when I think, Pat, you too also played it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it a couple days early.
Good. So maybe I'll chime in when you talk about it. And last but not least, I started Inscription tonight. I know Inscription's not necessarily a new game, but I got it from Special Reserve Games. Again, a game that I have on my Steam Deck, but I don't like my Steam Deck so much that I was willing to wait for it to come on Switch for me to play it on the Switch. Started playing it, and dang, I don't know why I waited so long. I'm really liking it. And it's like a card-based game, but it's like really unique. I like it. I suck at it, but I don't know, it's got a really good flow, and it's got the right amount of spook, makes you feel really uneasy, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where this game takes me. So, loving Inscription so far. That's what
Nice.
I've been playing.
I did play the Prince of Persia demo. I
Mhm.
just didn't write it down. But
I
it's
I
very
know
good.
Pat will talk about it shortly. Speaking of Pat,
Yep. All right, so we have got a lot of video games that I played over the break, but I just kind of want to quick speed run the 6 that I did beat. We beat Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, beautiful game, highly recommend it. Assassin's Creed Mirage, not my favorite Assassin's Creed. Sorry, it's probably actually my least favorite one. It's still a good game, but I wasn't that invested in this one, even though I platinumed it.
is it
Uh,
worth it if you buy it on sale?
I don't know. Honestly, like I felt
Ooh.
like the whole story was kind of pointless, especially if you know, like you beat Valhalla and you know that the main character is actually a bad guy. So it's like that. It's his story just becoming who he was is just pointless. I guess.
Mm.
I don't know. It. I felt like it was just a filler episode before like another real good Assassin's Creed game. But it was all right.
Well, it started out as DLC, right, for Valhalla, and then they're like, "Well, we should make it a real game."
Because we haven't put out a real game in like 3 years. Yeah, that's probably that case. And then the final game of 2023 was Super Mario RPG. Like everyone else said, it's good, basic, nice, nostalgic fun. For 2024, I beat Detective Pikachu Returns, which was, the story was enjoyable. It felt a lot more personal to the main characters versus the first one, but I think I like the first one's like settings and mysteries a little better. But I'm not saying it's a bad game. I just think the first one was a little better. I beat Hi-Fi Rush. That
Yeah.
game was fun. Did have me tapping my foot like constantly throughout the game, or like nodding to the beat. I did feel like it overstated its welcome just a little bit, just because the combat started getting repetitive. And probably one of the things I did not like about Hi-Fi Rush is the fact that as a collector, I want to be able to explore, but Hi-Fi Rush is like, no, you have to go through a second playthrough to be able to get all your collectibles because we're going to hide them behind doors that you need abilities from later on in the game to get to. So that kind of pissed me off a little bit. But otherwise, good game. I beat Sea of Stars, got the good ending to that one, and whew,
I
that game
heard
was
that
awesome.
required a lot to get the good ending.
You basically have to do everything in the game. Like find everything, get all the or you have to find like the 60 rainbow conches. You have to get through all the side quests, things like that. But I will say the ending, not only was the ending I felt better, you also got to fight like the true boss of the game. Um, so it's definitely though a game that I highly recommend, especially if you love the traditional RPGs like Chrono Trigger. Like it's definitely has a lot of that Chrono Trigger vibe to it. Um, Anyways, those were the games that I just beat. But let me talk about the new stuff. Prince
Mm,
of Persia, The Lost
I'm
Crown.
interested.
All right, this game, like I remember when it first came out, and I did not know quite how I felt about it because I have a lot of good memories of the 3D Prince of Persia, the whole Sans trilogy
Mm-hmm.
that came out because those were like the first ones I played.
Same
Um,
here. I mean, I
but
vaguely remember playing like the old one way back in the day when I was in school.
yeah,
But yeah, like the Sands of Time, that trilogy was my first real experience of Prince of Persia.
yeah, and it will always has special like a special place in my heart. But I will say this game truly, it does feel like it fits right up there, even though it's strictly a 2D game. The platforming and the traps that you go through are, they're very fast paced, like jumping off the walls and, dodging, swinging pendulums and other little traps. Like the game feels like you're doing your parkouring and your acrobatics, but it's just being done in 2D this time. The game also has a very deep story. I am very surprised, especially for a Metroidvania, just how like much of a story this has. Like it has a lot of characters. Each one has their own various personalities. Sargon is a young man who's trying to prove himself to everyone. He has a whole bunch of team members ranging from the dark, secretive type to the big, like, strong guy who's just like, oh, I just want to beat people up and don't care about anything else. Just point me in the direction and go. Um, as well as like other characters. Like I just met this little old like hermit man that kind of reminds me of the monkey from The Lion King, who's kind of like
Rafiki.
yeah, Rafiki, where he's kind of like oh hey, he speaks in nonsense, and then you kind of have to chase after him, and in the end he drops some heavy knowledge on you, kind of character. But overall, like it's cool to see. Like I played the demo first, so and the demo gives you a lot of abilities right away that you don't start off with. So it's actually really cool to see like the progression of your character as he gets stronger, and the abilities are very, very different. So far, like I've gotten an air dash, and I've also gotten an ability where you like put like an image of yourself, and then you can move around, and then you hit a button, and you teleport into the image. So it helps you get around obstacles that are moving or like people that are blocking your way, and it just adds another layer of strategy also to the combat. The game is absolutely beautiful. Um, there's some great music. There's a lot of like fun exploration that you can do just off to the side. This is a well done game. And so it's also really cool to see, because I'm used to seeing Ubisoft with all these massive open world games. I don't think I've ever seen them do a 2D Metroidvania, which I guess is the 2D version of the open world game, but they pulled it off, and they show great care in trying to like revive this Prince of Persia series. So I'm enjoying what I've played so far, and I look
Oh,
forward
what the
to
fuck are they doing with that Sands of Time remake?
I don't know. Honestly, I would say I don't need a Sands of Time remake.
No,
Just
no.
just bring the 3, make them playable for like current consoles. I will
They
be
are
okay
on
with
Xbox.
that. All 3 of them?
And fix it. And
I know
fix the
it.
goddamn syncing issue with the Warrior Within. Jesus Christ.
I know at least Sands of Time is, and I think Warrior Within is, because I own them both. And the Forgotten Sands, the 360 kind of pseudo sequel to Sands of Time, is also backwards compatible. The one that came out with the movie that nobody remembers.
That was a
I
good
remember that movie because it had Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
No,
I
the
remember that
game, not the
movie.
movie. Nobody remembers the game.
Okay, okay.
Everybody remembers the movie. I like that movie.
I did too. But watching it now, like like there's so much to nitpick about that movie now, and it's
Sure
not
there
even.
is. It's not a
Well,
good movie. I just like it.
no. I just mean like the real world tomfoolery. I'm not even talking about the shit that's related to the video game.
Yeah. No, the movie's a bad movie, but I like the movie.
The movie was fun. Good fun times with Jake Gyllenhaal and that really hot chick.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm glad you talked about the in-depth characters, because I haven't really seen that so much in the demo yet, at least. And this is coming from someone who has no history of Prince of Persia. I was excited about it. I played it. It's very smooth. I love like the map system. I could see it's very strong and it's Metroidvania style, but by the end I'm like, oh, it just feels like just another Metroidvania. I'm like, but you know what? I just feel like it's because I'm missing something.
Yeah, the
So
demo
hearing
did
what you're
not have a
saying,
lot of cutscenes. This game actually has a lot of cutscenes in it.
okay, so I'm gonna, have a bit more faith, and get the full game eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I highly recommend it. It's a great start for 2024. Like I said, it just makes me really want to go back and play the old ones again, just because
Yeah.
that series was awesome. And then just something I've been tackling in my backlog. I started replaying Bravery Default 2 because I don't know. I was like, what do I want to play before all these other games come out? And I decided to choose that one. And if you don't know anything about that series, it's basically old school Final Fantasy. It is usually revolving around 4 characters that are going to be called the Warriors of Light. They're going after 4 elemental crystals to stop a big giant catastrophe that's happening. It is a turn-based battle system game with a job combat system, or a job system where you can basically switch and swap your jobs to customize how you want to, battle. And it's all right. I like the art style. The combat is generally pretty good, but I will tell you the boss fights are a bitch. They will test your limits and make you like almost like just sometimes just win just barely. Like you almost get lucky, I feel, because you have to go in unless you know exactly how your enemies are weak to. Like if you have the wrong combination of things that they're not weak to or they will counter, you're just going to get your ass creamed so hard.
Oh boy,
Oof.
that's the
Yeah.
wrong show.
They will spank you so hard that you'll regret that I don't know. That I remember getting through, like I played this game 24 hours before when it first came out, and then I stopped playing, and I remember like I got to that same point again, and I remembered why I quit, because of the boss that I fought and giving me anxiety, and finally it's like I don't know if I want to continue it. Luckily I pushed on a little further after that and just kind of realized no, it was more that guy that was like massively tough. Like he was the difficulty spike. So we'll see. There's a whole bunch of other things coming out, but that is one from my backlog that I'm hoping to beat sometime.
Awesome.
Yep.
Nice.
And that's me.
Man, Prince of Persia. Oh, you play it? What did you play it on?
I have it on the PlayStation 5.
Nice. I played it.
It's
I
got
played
achievements.
It on, yeah. No, it's got trophies.
Yep, trophies. It's got little pictures.
So I played the demo on Switch just to see what the handheld experience would be like. It's incredibly polished on the Switch, at least in handheld mode. It runs at almost a locked 60, except for the cutscenes run at like sub 30, but I don't care about the cutscenes. But it runs really well. It makes me, man, every time I play a Switch game in handheld mode that requires the D-pad in some fashion, it makes me so upset that the Switch does not have a D-pad. Like I've been looking at these stupid hoary split pads for like probably Andre turned them on to me like a year ago because he got some, and I'm like, you like them? He's like, yeah, but you can't dock it when they're on there. I'm like, I want them, but I don't want to have to take them off every time I want to play on the TV. And I'm like, I don't remember the last time I played my Switch on the TV except for Zelda. Like that was probably literally the last time I played my Switch on the TV. So, and now on my new TV, like anything on the Switch just looks like old, smelly, not good. I was gonna say garbage, but it's not. They don't look like. It doesn't look like garbage. It's just like it's fuzzy, man. It's fuzzy.
I'm telling you,
Xbox
man,
is 4K 120. You know, and my Switch
a modern fucking television will make the Switch look bad. I'm telling you.
25. Anyways, Switch still looks good and it's on 8 inches of OLED. So, anyways, Pat, Prince of Persia, early contender, I think, for some bossy categories.
Let's see. It could definitely be a good adventure art style. It would definitely fit there. Yeah. We'll see what the rest of the year brings.
We got to get that script done, though. We got to get that video up. I said the last week of January, so that gives us, 2 weeks?
Yep.
Or if you're listening to this Monday now and not being a Patreon, it's probably out now.
It'll be out today, hopefully. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts. So, yeah, that's what we've been playing. Stephanie is switching positions, so we are going to talk about LeRon's face when I said that.
All your minds.
Not what I meant. That is not what I meant. Now that we're here, it's time for the first round of the 2024 Metacritic Draft. So we are here every year to do this Metacritic Draft where we pick games, and at the end of the year, based on the scores of the games, we hand out a prize. And so LeRon won this year. If you missed last week's episode, you should go look at and you should go watch.
What's my prize?
Gift card.
TBD. We'll talk off air. But Pat's in it this year. So LeRon won, 70 came in second, I came in third, and Pat was disqualified. Not really. He just joined the show late.
Disqualified from this game.
No, he is not. Pat's actually picking first. So here's the deal. Okay, so instead of picking all of our games now and then 5 more later in the year, we're going to pick 5 games each quarter. And the rules are simple. The games that we pick each quarter have to come out after our choose date, right? So we're picking today, so that means Prince of Persia and The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered are disqualified, unfortunately.
No one's getting that 91
that we missed out on. But other than that, the rules are the rules, and we don't get to pick those games, and Pat gets to go first. Any game that comes out we think may come out in 2024 to base our scores on. The rotation is Pat goes first, I go second because I came in last place. Pat goes first because he wasn't part of the game last year, so we gave him first pick. Stephanie goes third, and then LeRon will go last. I think you guys have the link, thegameinformer.com/2024. If you guys want to play along, that's a great website that tells you what games are coming out. And anybody have any questions?
No, just a comment that it's kind of funny to see the second half of the year look so empty on that website. Obviously, it's going to fill out.
Yeah.
But just at this point, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Actually, Game Informer's list this time last year looked about the same.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how it usually looks in January. So it gives me like all the good goosebumps.
Yeah. That means we got a lot to look forward to be announced.
Exactly.
So, well, Pat, if nobody has any questions, without further ado, remember everybody, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered and Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown are disqualified. And any game that came out before or had a Metacritic score posted before January 17th.
So I can't choose Breath of the Wild?
Nope, sorry.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Nope. I'm gonna slap you.
Trying to reach me through the screen.
Wisconsin's
Ooh,
not that far.
ooh! You know what?
What?
We should do a. I guess was. I should have thought of this before, like the show, but it just came to my head now. We should almost do like what's called a Hail Mary, like put in there like an announcement, a game that we think is going to get announced, and see what happens. And actually, what we can
we'll do that.
No, here's the thing. Oh, okay, because what I'm thinking is like we put a game out there. It could be any game, like for example, like the Twilight Princess / Wind Waker, like game that everyone swears is coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been announced. Nintendo's acting like they're never going to make it, right? So someone can put that on there, and if it gets announced at the end of the year, that throws out one of our games that gets pushed back or gets delayed or does not get released. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it'll kill a zero score. It'll give us some points instead of a zero score.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It just came to my head just now. Like, so I'm sorry if it disrupted like the flow right
now. It's like a cool side bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a theory on Zelda, by the way. Nintendo says
no theories. I'm tired of you guys and your fucking Nintendo tinfoil hats and all that stuff.
Brought it up.
You guys made a bad year for me.
Now that Corey started, I need to hear it, or else I'm going to be having anxiety all night.
It's like it'll take me 3 seconds, LeRon. So
1.
Nintendo said that they wanted to put a Zelda release out every year, right? Since the Switch launched, there's only been 1 year that a Zelda game has not come out.
Is that 2022?
It was 2022. Guess what game was supposed to come out in 2022?
What game?
Tears of the Kingdom. Uh-huh. So my thought is that Tears of the Kingdom took 2023 spot, and we're going to get Twilight Princess and Wind Waker this year. Boom.
Uh-huh. Okay. All
not
right.
as a package.
But
maybe as a package.
But you said we're not going to put an announcement. We're not going to do the announcement thing until April. Okay. All right.
April.
We're going to be missing a huge Nintendo Direct in February. Yeah, just saying.
We are.
I think that's why he wants to wait till April, because he wants to throw some new games on the list when we come back in April.
True. Yeah.
Yep. And there's going to be some shadow drops from Nintendo into this Direct. By the way, another Nintendo theory real quick. 2024 is going to be the year of remakes and remasters, so you guys better gear up to be playing some old games on that console.
It's been the whole decade of remakes and remasters. What are you talking about?
Lusa.
All right. Anyways, speaking of remakes and remasters, my first choice is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Ooh.
Figured, yeah.
Yep.
Nice. All right. So I'm not going to type all these in. Everybody keep track of your own games on the dock. My first pick is Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade 2. I think that game is going to be a banger. I think it's going to be awesome. I don't really know what else to say about it, except I think this might be my most anticipated game of the year.
Okay.
So.
All right. For me, my first pick is going to be Tekken 8.
Ooh.
What? Oh! I'm just gonna start punching people in the face today.
Violence.
Wow.
LeRon's choosing.
I was making a tactical move. This is kind of the next big major fighting game. I finally got excited for it because they did a character trailer of a character that I used to main back in Tekken 4. And I used to cheese the heck out of a particular move he has.
Eddie Gordo?
No.
The dancer?
Okay.
No, it's the guy with the silver hair.
Violet. Okay. Lee Shaolin.
Violet, yeah. Okay. I love him. And I don't know, like, so I don't know, it just like reignited that.
He's so cheesy. What? He looks so cheesy in this trailer. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He looks so cheesy in this trailer. And did you catch like when he was doing the combo and like his freaking Dorian Gray portrait like fell off the wall? I was
Yeah.
does this mean he's about to lose his life because his portrait fell off the wall? What's happening here?
Yeah, it was pretty cheesy, but it did remind me of the good old days. And you know what happens when you tickle that nostalgia bone? So it feels like a pretty solid bet. I might invest in either that or any of the fighting games because we need to bring back some play nights back. And I know Mario Party is a staple, but we should do like a fighting game. Like pick one of the many, like Street Fighter 6 or Mortal Kombat or Tekken, and just have game nights. So
Yeah.
Tekken 8 for me.
Here's
I'm all
the
about
thing.
that.
My new office at the new house is gonna have a whole sectioned off place for me to record stuff. That's like when nobody can hear me.
You're gonna have a recording. You're gonna actually have a studio now.
Yes,
that's awesome because like I'm trying to work myself up because my boyfriend and I are moving in together this year.
Ooh.
And I'm trying to work myself up to be like, okay, like we have to share the office, but I need to see if I can dominate the aesthetics of the office. So wish me luck.
I'm still trying to figure out how to record a basic video, and I already ordered the wrong webcam, by the way.
How did you order the wrong webcam? Just plug it into your computer. Isn't it USB? Isn't it just a USB one?
Yeah, but no, I want to record from PlayStation or my Xbox Series X, and the Razer Kio Pro is not compatible with either.
Oh, my $20 Logitech webcam that I've used for 10 years is compatible.
Oh my god! Corey? Why would you just rub it in your face like that? Why?
I'm just
no wait, but I read that the PS5's only compatible with its Sony webcam.
That for streaming.
Yeah, for streaming. Yeah.
See, I need you guys' help.
LeRon, help her. You're a Windows person.
I spent money and got a Sony webcam. It's coming in the mail this week.
Send it back.
Dude, come on, guys. I've already spent like $80 on the Razer thing, and now I'm trying to sell it on eBay.
All right, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We ready for my game?
Yep, ready for your game, LeRon.
Go.
All right. You know what? Because someone picked. I should have said this. I should have preambled this before. Like, if anyone steals my game, any of my games I have for other
purpose.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just being a dickhead. I'm sorry.
Oh,
but I choose Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
Ooh,
son of a bitch.
Everybody's stealing everybody's games.
Hey, you scooped Corey on Rebirths because you know Corey was going to say Final Fantasy VII.
That was my first on my draft board.
It was on my draft board too, actually. But I knew
one.
Please, it's the most anticipated game of 2024. Of course, it's on everyone's draft board.
I could have cheated and just said, "Hey, Pat, you're going last," and then I could have,
and I appreciate it.
That was nice.
I said he was disqualified.
And so that's why Corey, that's why LeRon stole one of mine because he's a dick.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a cycle of stealing. So speaking of cycle of stealing, Pat, what are you going to?
Yeah, Pat.
Am I going to steal?
Sorry, no, Pat. Yeah.
I'm going to steal Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door.
From who?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that game is going to score that high. You want to know why?
I think it's going to be about an 80. No, because it's going to get the Nintendo bump. It's going to score at least an 85.
It's got Nintendo.
It's going to score an 85.
But I feel like as soon as people realize, oh, it's playing at 30 frames per second on Switch when it was playing at 60 frames per second on the GameCube, like it's going to start hurting that score. But it's already on the paper, so he's got it now.
It's already on the
He's
paper.
Locked in.
All
right, guys.
Stephanie, put your game in.
I'm making my first big swing. I don't even know if this game's coming out this year. A post on the Disney blog said it was coming out early 2024, and Ubisoft made them remove it. But I don't care. This is my second most anticipated game that's been announced.
Hey, Corey's going for his anticipated ones.
From Massive Entertainment, Star Wars Outlaws. Game looks incredible. I can't.
Okay.
All right, Corey. It's war. It's this time is war. That's on my list too. You guys don't understand when it was said last week that we would be doing it this week for the draft. I have a list. It's 17 entries long. I have a list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably have about as many.
All right, Stephanie.
All right. So you got Star Wars Outlaws. I'm going to take Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Ooh, that was on my list too. That was going to be my. I'm so shocked that game went so early. Actually,
I see. I'm gonna have to sleep with my mouth guarding tonight because I'm gonna be grinding my teeth so hard. Oh my god!
Again, it's the the Nintendo bump thing. I hate to say it.
Damn, I hate y'all right now.
Okay.
Hey,
LeRon.
LeRon, Princess Peach is still out there, okay?
because that's gonna be good.
All right. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna have to do this one. This is a good faith one because like I don't know, but it could be a surprise. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
Ooh.
I know it feels like a Hail Mary, doesn't it?
No, just wait till you see my next pick to see how big of a Hail Mary you might.
The thing is,
All right.
it's either going to be really good or really shitty.
All right, Pat.
Given
What's
that
back to
Konami's
you?
record.
Pat, it's
All
back
right,
to
so
you.
it's me again. All right. I'm gonna go with Wukong.
Ooh.
Ooh, that was gonna be
Spicy.
one of mine. Okay.
That was my next one, but I had to get Metal Gear Solid out of there fast.
I forgot Metal Gear was coming out this year, to be honest with you.
Where the as soon as I can find it on the list so I could remember exactly how it's all spelled.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Black Myth Wukong. Wukong.
Is it Black
All
Myth
right.
Wukong first or
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Myth
Black Myth
colon.
Wukong.
Yeah.
Black Myth?
Oh man. Okay. I'm going for another home run here because not only I know the game is coming out this year, but I need this game to be good. It needs to be good just for the sake of discussion.
Skull and Bones.
No,
I figured.
no. I think that game looks cool. By the way, the concept of that game sounds cool. I don't know if the game will be good. Destiny 2, the final shape. That expansion needs to be on the level of The Taken King, Forsaken, The Witch Queen. If not, Bungie will not exist in the next 2 years. And I don't say that lightly. Bungie survived a lot. They've already pretty much said without confirming that after this expansion comes out, they're laying off more people. This is a swan song for a lot of players and employees.
Okay.
It needs, the final shape needs to be Destiny's what do you call it? Not swan song, but coup de grace, I guess. It needs to be the defining moment for the franchise. So that's my number 3.
Okay. So I was a bit more risky last year. I'm gonna play it super safe, at least until push comes to shove. Yeah, I'm doing Princess Peach Showtime.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a very safe one.
Yeah. All right. Moving along, LeRon. Nothing special to say about it.
Motherfucker going fucking Black Myth and fucking. Oh, my list is getting very, very weak now because people are picking the games. So it's time for. Oh, you know what? What shit? It was staring me right in the face. I didn't think about it. Dragon's Dogma 2.
That's gonna be
That's
gonna be a massive game.
It's funny because like I really did not like the first game. I did not, but it's got such a cult following. And you know what? I'm guaranteeing you something's gonna happen with that game.
Yep. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Man, I almost feel like 5 games is too short now, because there's still a bunch that I kind of want to grab. All right. Well, I am going to grab a smaller one this time and say Brother, A Tale of Two Sons remake.
Are you Pat? We're gonna get kicked out of PAX because I'm gonna physically assault you.
Jeez.
When are you going?
I want to go. Like I'm waiting to see if I'm approved.
They didn't send you an email yet?
No.
Bunch of jerks.
No, I submitted. What day was that? I submitted Thursday last week, the day after the podcast.
Try resubmitting.
Isn't that that's like spamming them? Wouldn't that automatically disqualify me?
I don't know. I submitted twice, and they gave me mine. So
Okay.
I didn't hear from them after like a week, so I emailed them again. And I just put in, you know, that little box at the bottom where it says like, "Is there anything else you should know about whatever?" Just put, "I submitted last Thursday. I haven't heard back." And just say the rest of my team is going, and they've already been approved. Just say that.
Okay. Okay.
So. Is it my turn?
Your turn, Corey. Yeah.
Okay.
Your turn.
Do I want to go with a? I'm going to need some points because if these games A don't come out or B bomb, I'm going to need some guaranteed points here.
So now you're liking the idea about the announcements now, aren't you?
No. Oh man, that might be my last one if it's still available. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's so much okay, I know what I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna do a little layup here. I'm gonna do a little layup. Helldivers 2.
All right.
Surprising.
Everybody loves that first one, man. Everybody that played that first one loves it. And this one looks better. Way better. I'm kind of interested in it.
I feel like the trailers haven't shown like the actual game itself though. I still feel like
the
a lot
last
of
trailer they put out showed some gameplay. It's a third-person shooter-ish. Maybe.
All right. Okay.
I think it looks all right.
Gosh, we still have some big ones in the next 3 months too.
I know, and I probably should be picking from that, but my fourth pick is going to be Stalker 2.
Oh, damn it. That was my last one.
Heart of Chernobyl.
That was the game I got a fucking 0 in last year.
Yeah, it is.
Coming out September. Unless it gets pushed.
Good pick. Good pick.
All right, LeRon. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, LeRon's got murder in his eyes.
I know. Don't take my game, LeRon.
Does the name of your game the name of your game start with R?
No. I don't really have it picked out right now, so.
Okay. Then it doesn't matter.
I'm scanning this list, like seeing what I can wipe.
I'm gonna go with Rise of the Ronin.
Damn it! That was
nice.
That's literally the one I'm staring at right now.
Oh, you were looking at it right now?
Yeah. I was like, nobody remembers what this game is.
Oh shit! Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Come on, you don't want to pick Foam Stars?
You know what?
On Foam Stars, people are loving Foam Stars.
Besides, if you have a PlayStation Plus subscription, next month it's a free game for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No. It was announced. It's announced that's getting a launch on PlayStation Plus.
You're not interested in a bunch of sexy anime characters spraying foam on each other?
It's hot.
It sounds like the next. It sounds like the next.
I'm 48 years old. Like I've kind of outgrown my hentai phase.
Well, there's still slot number 5. So speaking of which, our 5th and final pick for this quarter, Pat. What are you going with?
So many choices.
I know.
Which one do I want to go with? I mean, Persona 3 could be good, but maybe the Suicide Squad? That couldn't possibly bomb, right?
I think it's going to be great.
Rocksteady. I mean, that might be the first 100 in all Metacritic.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so let me just say this, because of like outlets like IGN and whatnot, like it kind of forced WB to lift the embargo for the people who played early access stuff, because they needed a better spin than what the actual outlets were saying. Which, in this case, you know what, I'll give it to WB, because WB has faith in their game, but a lot of people who are actually now following the rules of the embargo's over and stuff. They're saying it might not be the best games as a service game, but it is a pretty good just like regular like shoot 'em up game.
Did you see, by the way, the former Rocksteady founders announced their new studio today?
Yes, I did.
100
That
Star
that
Studios, which is
yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Oh man,
Yeah.
they better be careful. Take-Two might sue them because they have stars in there.
Yeah,
I
I know. What a. Anyways, sorry, Pat.
Seriously, the guys
What are
are
you thinking?
freaking making a video game for you. Why the hell are
I
you going
know.
to sue them?
2 of them.
Wow, I don't get it. All right, guys, I am going to go with an unknown here, and that unknown is going to be called Unicorn Overlord.
Ooh,
What the
Ooh,
devil
nice.
is that?
fuck.
That was what I was going to pick.
I know that was what I was
What
going to
is
pick
that?
too.
What? No. What?
I thought
It is
Unicorn
a tactic.
Overlord, man.
It is a tactics RPG made by Vanillaware.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, it's totally a LeRon game. God damn it, Pat! I thought you were going to pick Persona, and I was going to snag that.
Hey Corey,
Yeah,
I'm gonna flip off the camera, and it is your job because YouTube will come after us to censor
fine,
that.
whatever. We're not big enough for YouTube to.
I'm
LeRon,
kidding.
you
I'm
wouldn't have
kidding.
even
I'm
known
kidding.
what the game was until we just mentioned it.
No. I forgot the name of the game, but I remember this game.
Yeah.
I since you didn't take it, I'm taking Persona 3 Reload.
Thank you.
I'm on my list too.
I'm
It was
just
on my list
glad.
before Pat even mentioned it.
I
I'm
can't
just
believe it's still on
glad
the
it's
list.
there. Yeah, I'm glad someone's.
No, I've
picking
got a dark horse coming up, unless Stephanie is about to scoop it from me, but we'll find out
She
in a
is.
second.
Watch.
So, okay, so Pat's taking Unicorn Overlord, Corey's snagging a Persona 3, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Then my final pick, I'm just going to go with what will be kind of out by the time we are meeting again, Pacific Drive.
What is that? Is that a
Okay.
driving game?
Oh my gosh, was that LeRon's pick? Oh,
Everything was LeRon's pick. Why?
sorry. Oh,
Stephanie, what are you doing?
Hold
to
on,
this
hold
poor
on, hold
man?
on. Hold on. I'm about to take a screenshot of this and I'm about to send it to you because I'm going to show you I'm going to show you my list. I'll take a screenshot of it after we get through with this because that was my dark horse. That was what I was talking about. That was my dark horse.
you still could do South Park Snow Day.
God, that game looks so bad.
Or if you really want a dark horse, Alone in the Dark.
Very dark.
I don't have faith
Silent
in
Hill
that.
2.
Yeah, that's.
I need to
Still...
Yeah, you think it'll?
It's
I need
Blue
to see.
Routine,
I need to see something on that. Okay. All right. So you know what?
Beware of Blue Routine.
Here's a Hail Mary for you. Wolf Among Us Part 2.
Oh, you took the one that I got a 0 on last year, Wolf.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did. Yeah, I forgot about that until you said it just now. Yeah.
All right, perfect. That
I would worry that Telltale is going to go out of business again.
Yeah, that's
Again.
my worry.
This would be the third time for them, wouldn't it?
At least second,
Damn.
but I don't.
Well,
I can't
right.
imagine the Expanse
did it.
did as well as they wanted.
Oh, this is an exciting start to the draft.
Wait,
I will
what
say
was
that.
Yeah,
What was
this
Stephanie's
is a
last
bloodbath, right? This is a bloodbath right here.
Wait, Stephanie.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
was your last
Stephanie,
game? It
what
just says
did you
game.
take?
So
You
I took Tekken 8.
Pacific Drive.
Yeah, Tekken 8, Mario
yeah.
vs. Donkey Kong, Princess Peach Showtime, Stalker 2, and Pacific Drive.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, that's round 1 of our Metacritic draft. Let's throw this into a notepad so I don't lose it. Like I almost.
I wrote them all down too, so I can put it in a Google Doc in our folder. But just to recap, Pat, you got
Mhm.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, Black Myth Wukong. I didn't spell it right.
Wukong.
Brother Wukong. Thank you. Brother: A Tale of Two Sons remake, and Unicorn Overlord. Corey's got Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade 2, Star Wars Outlaws, Destiny 2, The Final Shape, Helldivers 2, and Persona 3. I already read mine. And LeRon, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of the Ronin, and Wolf Among Us 2.
Nice. Look at that. We did it, guys. Metacritic draft.
Beautiful.
ready to go. Great
Cheers
job.
to another year, guys.
Yeah, let's hope I come in third place for the third year in a row. Or last.
Some of
whatever.
these people from Boss Rush are going to walk into packs, but they're going to limp out at the end of the show.
I'll already be limping.
Yeah.
My knee hurts all the
A
time.
nice runner would have been Grand Blue Fantasy, but oh well.
LeRon, if you're gonna make me limp, hit my bad knee so I can have at least one good knee to walk out of there.
Hey, something to think about, since we're like throwing in like fun stuff, if we all end up going to PAX, I think we should have like one bonus PAX pick. Like pick one game that's at PAX.
Yeah.
If we know it's coming out this year.
Yes.
We'll see what happens.
LeRon, you have to go so we can all be there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go. Like I'm doing my damnedest to make sure I get there.
Did you email them again?
Not while we've been recording. No, like I'm trying to concentrate on y'all motherfuckers not stealing my games from my 5 picks. I'm gonna tell you right
And
now.
see
Let me see
what it did for you.
Let me see. So Final Fantasy was stolen from me. Black Myth Wukong was stolen from me.
Tekken 8 was stolen from me.
Tekken 8, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Stalker 2, Pacific Drive.
Pretty much Stephanie's entire list.
Do you know how badly I had to scramble each time like one of these games got called?
Oh, man, I'm actually quite.
You got
happy
Infinite
with
Wealth.
my list.
Yeah, I got Infinite Wealth. I know Patrick is like cursing like my first unborn son now.
Nah, I looked at the list and I strategically kind of picked what I wanted. And while I think Like a Dragon's going to do great, I also think it's going to be like not 90s great, but like
Black Myth Wukong
80s-ish.
Yeah.
That one stung. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. That one stung. The Mario vs. Donkey Kong stung.
Anyway,
let's get into our community questions. We have a ton of questions.
Right, we have that.
Yeah, we have a ton of these questions. Oh wait, no, let's talk about are we going to do a backlog challenge this year real quick?
I would like to.
Yeah.
How do we want to do that? 1 point.
I was gonna say we need to define this.
So we need to. So yeah.
Oh, are we doing? Is it like that thing that Ed tried to do with
It's
the
not going to
freaking
be that complicated at all.
Yoshi coins?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Yoshi coins. Like that wasn't even like he didn't even make it real currency for us to use.
No, we're not doing that. We got to figure it out. But I think you get like 1 point for completing at least 50% of the game, and 2 points if you complete the game. And then I guess if you want to add a third point on there for platinuming or 1K'ing a game, then you could do that, I guess. But Nintendo doesn't have anything to measure that. So,
what would we consider though the backlog? Like
anything that you've started or have wanted to play that has come out before 2024.
Okay.
I think that's the simplest way to do it.
And does it start as of now, or does it start as
today.
of 2024?
Starts today.
Okay, so I can't throw hi-fi.
Nope. Okay. Starts today.
All right.
The 17th, January 17th. So everybody make your list. It could also be you can, however, if you are currently playing a game that did not come out this year, if you are currently playing it right now.
So Bravely Default 2 will count. Then.
It will count if you are currently playing it right now.
Okay, so Sea of Stars. Okay,
there's that fine line of game as a service type thing too, but maybe we just don't count stuff like Destiny or Fortnite or other games as a service, I guess.
Ongoing games. Yeah.
Monster Hunter is the tricky one, I think, to point at, but LeRon's already probably finished Monster Hunter 75 times on 3 platforms.
I'm not counting that because I beat that back when it was new.
All right, so 50%.
Did you beat Sunbreak?
Let's see, 50.
No, I have not played the final quest, like against the Primordial Malzeno.
The final. Okay, never mind. It's gonna be like there you go, but
also this is obviously going to go on an honor system type thing, and we need to put this in some sort of Google Doc too of like games that we've completed. Also, I think how do we want to games that we play a significant amount but don't I don't want to say you have to beat 50% of the game, but like you can't just turn it on, play for 20 minutes, get one achievement or trophy and be like, whoa, that's my backlog game, it was fine, next game. You know what I mean?
I feel like we honestly need to just. I feel like if we can honestly, I think the four of us can do the honor system pretty well enough to like we can know. We don't have to police.
Mhm.
We don't have to police each other.
I trust you guys. That was more of a elaboration for the audience.
We can trust each other enough. And
Plus,
worst case scenario is we can just quiz somebody like what happened.
Or we can look at their trophy list if they're playing on PlayStation or Xbox. You just look at their achievement list and see.
Or look at a walkthrough
Steam
to see where they stopped.
My Steam profile is open. I don't know why, but yeah, it's open.
It's always open. I always see that you were playing Tekken 7 today, LeRon.
I was. As a matter of fact, I was hosting some people playing Tekken 7. Like they want to play, and the only person who had Tekken 7 with every single character unlocked was me.
All right, time for community questions. Remember, you can look for the community question thread in Discord. You can tweet. You can look for the tweet thread. You can email us if you really want to at podcast.bossrush@gmail.com if you want. But our first question comes from our first couple questions, because he's been stacked up over the last couple weeks, comes from the one true James. He asks, what is your favorite game that nobody talked about? Assuming he means 2023. He said this year. So I would say 2023 that nobody talked about. I'm going to say Ravenlock for me. Game was awesome. That would be my pick.
I'm not sure if I can think of one like that no one talked about, but I can say that I feel like Final Fantasy 16, as big of a game as it was still very much overshadowed by discussions from other blockbuster games.
I also feel it was really divisive.
People just want to talk about fucking Alan Wake and Baldur's Gate 3 all the time, right, Stephanie?
Rightfully so, LeRon.
And Zelda too, though, right? I mean, like, people were still talking about all the things you could build in Zelda when Final Fantasy came out, right? That was kind of...
Yeah, so I'm not saying that no one talked about Final Fantasy 16, but I gotta say, like, in comparison, I just felt like no one was talking about it.
Yeah, plus Diablo 4 came out, like, right after that, and everybody was obsessed with Diablo for, like, a month.
Yep.
So...
I feel like Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp didn't really get talked about as much.
Mm-hmm.
No. You were the only one. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not.
Which means
that
Advanced Wars Dual Strike is never coming.
It might come.
How would they do that though?
I don't know.
Given that was a DS game, how would they do that? You said other DS games have been ported to Switch before, right?
Some have, but they've been really altered. Like The World Ends With You was ported to Switch, but it had a mobile version that was already single screen at one point. So that's
the Switch version. You kind of have to play that one handheld. If you try doing it on your TV, your controller's just going to be screwed.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know how they're. I mean, what they should have done. You can turn the Switch screen sideways, like in like the Namco Museum things. You can turn the Switch screen sideways and play arcade games that way. They should have done that for DS games, which I still think they're going to do at some point. But that's just me.
And so, what do I think is a game 2023 that didn't get talked a lot about? I'm looking at my list, and I can see Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. No one has talked even remotely about that game, and I understand why. It was
nobody
very
likes to talk about their poop, Pat.
We talk about poop all the time. We even had an episode on Boss Rush After Dark all about poo.
Yep, everybody poops. Check it out. Available for free on YouTube and podcast services.
But I would also say Cocoon was something that people like talked about like the week it came out, and it's like hailed as like one of the best games of 2023, and yet no one really talks about it.
Yeah, I'm shocked nobody talked about that game. I thought people were like really excited for it, and then you're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Great game though. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, that's on my list for this year to play at some point. What kind of gamer do you want to be this year? This is intentionally very open.
I want to be a more well-balanced gamer. I know it's very vague and a not exciting answer, but each and every year I become less and less of a foaming at the mouth, raving mad Zelda fan to I would like to like all video games of all walks of life. So
yes. Let's see. For me, I want to be a. I mean, we kind of already talked about this, but I want to play more of the games that I already own instead of spending money on games that are, coming out. Which, judging by the list we just had, like there's not a ton for me coming, really, except for Destiny, which I have already paid for. So that doesn't really count. And then the other games are coming to Game Pass, and like the Switch games, like. I'll get because we have to cover them on PAL Block, but I'm not like itching to get them right away, So my goal this year is to be play games on my backlog, finish more games, like really finish games, and then the last thing would be to play games in series that are major holes in my gaming, not knowledge, but like Metal Gear is a series that I've never played. Like seriously, I've never played any of the Metal Gear.
You've got to be kidding me.
I never had.
I haven't either.
I never had a PlayStation.
I understand in your case, Stephanie. I understand that.
And I never had a PlayStation, so I never played the first one. I never played the other ones on PlayStation 2 or Xbox. And then by the time, like, I wanted to play 5 really bad because it looked awesome. And I'm like, I don't want to be. There's some real poser energy going on if you start at number 5. Okay. So
also number 5 is probably considered the weakest because they kind of put Kojima on his leash then and took away his creativity.
Well, also I like Final Fantasy 7. I've never finished the original, so I would like to finish that. And there was another series. Oh, Yakuza is another series I would like to at least start at some point.
Sorry.
Everyone says you can start at 0, so I'm going to start at 0.
No, you can totally start at 0. I'm just laughing because if you try
they're
to get
80-hour games.
A piece, yeah.
So
except for this new one, which is supposed to be a gazillion hours.
Great. So that's the kind of gamer I want to be. I want to be a backlog completionist and hole filler. I said what I said.
Holes, another After Dark episode.
Fan favorite episode. I can't wait to just make that shirt.
I can give you some pointers and techniques on filling holes.
No, I have proof that I've filled holes before. There's 2 of them, and they're nightmares.
All right. Well, for me,
he takes a huge swig of energy drink.
Yep.
Sorry.
I strive to be a better incendiary according to my gamer house. I strive to be a better one this year. Basically, maybe not 100%ing everything I played, but at least playing them and completing them. Let's put it that way. I'm also taking Corey's challenge of going through the backlog. I'm gonna be a little more conservative though. I'm gonna just try and pick a game. Pick a few games I just absolutely want to beat and make that my goal. But Pat, I did like your idea of was it one game a month? Was that it? So it's 12 games.
Yeah, at least try and beat it.
I think that's what you said. Right. And it just gives me something to strive for. I also want to take people's gaming habits a little more seriously because some genres I sleep on are walking sims, for example, and I feel like I should expand myself and at least try one or two of them out and things like that. Even though I think I have a very diverse palette when it comes to gaming. And I'm also going to try one of these games as a service this year, not just Destiny though. Like I'm probably going to also try out Valorant.
Nice.
By the way, did you
That
see
means
that?
I'm gonna get my ass shot off all the time. But yeah,
Another reason why I really want the ROG Ally now is because the entirety of Destiny, except for Lightfall, was free on the Epic Game Store over the holidays.
Nice.
as it was.
So,
All right. Type of gamer I want to be this year. I have to think long and hard on this one. Because I like last year was a big year for me. That when I was trying to complete 40 games. I think I definitely want to tackle some backlog. I definitely want to. I don't know if I want to do series wise, like try and hit backlog in some series, or theme wise. Series. Well, one theory or theme I was thinking of is dragons, because dragons is the Chinese zodiac this year. So it'd be like try to focus on games that have dragon, or focus, or either have dragon in the title or have like some sort of theme with dragons. So like Yakuza or Like a Dragon definitely could be a series. Various Dragon Quest games I haven't beaten yet, I could still, go for. I don't know. So I guess I'm torn between series or theme for my backlog. But I definitely want to hit more backlog this year, since I don't think we're going to have as heavy of a release year this year.
by the way,
Nice.
just a what do you call it? Public service announcement. Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice is $2.99 on Xbox right now.
Nice.
So if you haven't played, it's also on Game Pass if you are a Game Pass subscriber. But if you aren't,
Can't beat that price.
$2.99. Incredible video game. Wear headphones. We answered the Monster Hunter question. Blake writes in and asks, what do you want out of a Switch successor?
Well,
We answered this.
I'll be quick and wicked about this.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
For me, I think it can just be like an iteration, like how Apple does it with their iPhones, just a little bit better, a little bit faster. Everything else can be fine with me. Oh, and fix the Joy-Con drift, and I'm all set. Like I need minimum changes. Go ahead, LeRon.
I was gonna say just rock solid performance, like something that feels like a contender. Honestly, because I know for sure the games are gonna be there. The games are gonna be there, like solid performance. Something that feels like modern and fresh. As like we already know, Microsoft is already. It looks like Microsoft is already thinking about like just going ahead and creating another console. Rumor has it.
2027.
But yeah. But ultimately, just stuff like that. Maybe another. Just that. I mean, the games always speak for themselves. The games always speak for themselves. Like I don't think. I want to say, as far as a library on the on a console library for Nintendo, it hasn't been that bleak since it hasn't been bleak in a long time. I want to say. Probably the bleakest maybe was the Wii, if not the Wii U. I'm trying not to say the Wii U just to pick on it, because I know the Wii U did not have the best life cycle. But I want to say where like me as a Nintendo gamer, the GameCube was the best that it got for me, and then the Wii was like this weird place, and I just skipped the Wii U. So yeah, the library speaks for itself.
My hatred for the Wii knows no bounds.
Is balanced by my love for the Wii.
I just want to be able to play like I want backwards compatibility or emulation of some kind.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I have all these awesome Nintendo games that I can't play unless I have a specific system for, and I would just love somehow to get them all.
Yeah,
catch them all.
The backwards compatibility thing is the biggest thing, right? Like it better at least at least with the Switch, right? Like they push eShop sales all the time. They're pushing digital sales with their, 5 times the amount of gold coins that you get per purchase, right? They're really trying to build you into their online ecosystem with NSO and, the free games that they're giving away and stuff. It's like this thing better be backwards compatible, or there's going to be a lot of angry Nintendo fans who spent a lot of money on digital games, including me.
Yep. It seems like we definitely have like 2 big themes, right? It's performance, performance consistency, and what do you sorry, what did you just say?
Backwards compatibility.
Backwards compatibility. Because I do want to say I appreciate the fact that Nintendo values innovation. Like they always try something different almost every console generation. I do feel like with the gold line of the Switch, I think they should and hopefully should take a break from innovation. Not that I'm not grateful for it, but just ride the success of the Switch with just a better version of itself, and then worry about like a crazy new innovation for next console.
Yeah, my thing about that is that the innovation came from the previous regime, right?
Yeah,
With
Iwata.
Iwata, right? Because it kind of started with him with the DS after the Game Boy Advance, because like the Game Boy Advance was just an iteration on the Game Boy Color, which was an iteration on the Game Boy. The DS really changed everything, and then like obviously the GameCube was like basically Nintendo's version of the PS2 and the Xbox, right? It was very comparable, except for the controller had less buttons and no clicky sticks.
And surprisingly more powerful.
Yeah, most powerful console of that generation, which is hilarious to think about Nintendo leading in power. But I mean, then the Wii came out, and that was all Iwata, and then the Wii U was Iwata, and like the Switch is still legacy Iwata. It was just like he was still a part of that until the Switch ultimately came out, which was it's just the Wii U backwards at this point. And so yeah, I think Nintendo's leadership right now is extra conservative, right? They don't have any personality like Reggie or Iwata or even Bill Trennan to an extent, right? Like they don't have any personalities. They have their legacy directors out there, and Miyamoto and Aonuma doing press tours instead of, Doug Bowser doesn't. I mean, when was the last time you saw Doug Bowser besides on the Game Awards stage accepting an award, right? I mean, he doesn't do anything except for tweet out pictures of airplane windows when he's like, well, off to Japan for a meeting. So I think Nintendo's being conservative from a innovation standpoint is actually going to help them move forward in the technology space, because they already know what they're doing with the Switch, and so they don't have to spend that money on R&D developing a handheld console, because they already know how to do that, and they're going to spend that extra R&D costs on power. Now it's not going to be like a PS5 in a handheld mode, but if they can do something even as powerful as like the PS4, a little bit more powerful
isn't even that less powerful than the PS5. I mean,
yeah,
you got ray tracing and faster speed. That's
I mean, yeah, but I mean, even if I think it needs to be more powerful than the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, in some capacity. And it needs to cost below $400. I think $399 is the sweet spot. But I think we're going to get an iteration. So it has to have onboard storage too, please. Some sort of SSD on board, please, Nintendo. Anyways, our next question.
You just raise it by $200, sir.
Right. Our next question comes from Cordy Yikes. She asks, do you think Baldur's Gate 3 should have won Game of the Year since it came out closer to the end of the year? I don't think it really matters when a game comes out to win.
Yeah, same. I don't think so. I feel like as long as it makes whatever the required window of time is for the judgment, like it's fine,
Yep, agree.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Elden Ring came out in January.
Yeah. I think whatever the best game of the year should win. And I know a lot of people kind of think that games that come out later have recency bias, but I also think Baldur's Gate was probably something that should have won, just from what I've been hearing and seeing. So
Baldur's Gate was a solid game, fam. Like, that's all we gotta say about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
MH Norris writes in, what announcement are you hoping for this year in terms of games?
No. We saved that for later. Because this goes towards our get out of jail free card for our
We can still say what we wish, real quick.
Who's gonna remember after we hit end record? I'm not gonna remember unless somebody writes it down.
Okay, fine. Okay.
I mean, very clearly it's the Zelda HD remasters for me.
For you?
Yeah. Twilight Princess.
That's it.
Twilight Princess is my favorite game of all time. And the fact in Wind Waker is another amazing Zelda game that's stuck on 2 platforms nobody owned. Come on.
You know what? Because you said Zelda, I'm going to say this just because I'm sick and tired of people screaming this in every single direct and showcase chat, is that something about Silksong gets announced.
Oh.
I don't care to play it, but I just want people to stop fucking screaming about it on the internet. Just give it to them and let's move on.
I'm shocked nobody picked that in their draft.
Because we don't know if it's coming out yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be shadow dropped. It's going to be shadow dropped on Switch and Game Pass during the Nintendo Direct. You watch.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have picks?
Unless it's shadow dropped during the developer thing tomorrow.
No, because it's first. And then they already confirmed there's no third-party games there. Even though Offside is technically
confirmed that Team Cherry is now Microsoft.
Yeah, they bought Team Cherry, I'm sure.
Yep.
Why not?
Okay, I want a new Mega Man game.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, do you want a Mega Man X game or do you want Mega Man 12?
I don't care. Give me one or the other or both.
Oh, usually
even something brand new. I just want something Mega Man.
Usually some people are one or the other. I love them both. It's very rare that you find someone that like loves both.
Yeah.
I love all the Mega Mans. Even Battle Network and Star Force.
Okay.
And Legends.
Okay.
And Zero. And ZX.
Oh boy. LeRon?
I really want something Metroid, but I'm not sure if that's Prime 2 or or if that's just a brand new like IP.
Spoilers. You're getting the remasters of 2 and 3 this year. Although Mercury Steam is rumored to be working on a 2D Metroid game.
You don't know that. Okay, you might know that one. Honestly, people say this a lot, and as a fan of Super Metroid, I tend to agree. Super Metroid does not need anything done to it, but honestly, playing Super Metroid right now, like I'm from the Super NES, it moves sluggish, slow, however you want to call it. I feel like they need to give that the zero mission treatment, because Zero Mission sped the game up, but it made the game flow linearly, if that makes sense. So honestly, when Zero Mission came out like a long time ago on Game Boy Advance, I was like, yes, please do Super Metroid next. Because Super Metroid is, up until Metroid Dread came out, Super Metroid is still like top Metroid game for me. Like Dread is, they fight depending on what day of the week you catch me on. Dread and Super Metroid fight for number 1. So yeah, like I'm looking for another Metroid announcement.
LeRon, I'm going to beat Metroid Dread this year.
Oh, awesome!
So
Nice.
I thought you had beaten it.
Oh, remember I kept getting lost.
That's right.
I kept getting lost because I don't know how to play Metroidvania games.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I have a guide. And
Don't worry, I
everything.
get lost. I get lost playing Metroid Dread too. Like I played it recently, trying to impress my boyfriend, and I was like, oh, holy shit, where am I going?
I have a guide and a map downloaded in PDF.
You got Grayson's guide, didn't you?
It did.
Yeah, that's a good guide. Grayson Morales.
Shout out to Grayson. I think he's working on, what guide is he working? He's working on some guide right now. I mean, that's
it was good.
I'd hope he is.
Our next question comes from our friend of show, Vex Electronica, via X, formerly Twitter. What 2024 release do you think will surprise people? You know what? I think Suicide Squad is going to surprise a lot of people.
I think so too.
I think there's so much negativity around that game since it was announced, really, and even now, that I have faith in Rocksteady that they're going to make a competent video game, and that it's going to be fun to play. And I know they're doing that single player patch after launch, where you can play the game kind of by yourself without having to level up or anything. I mean, you can level up, but you know what I mean, like not game as a service-y style. And I really feel like this game's going to surprise some people.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my pick. Anybody?
I don't know if I can think of anything. That's the best one.
It's hard when there's not really that many games that look like meh
announced. Yeah.
So. Anybody else have another guess?
I
think so.
I think Foam Stars. I think Foam Stars is going to surprise some people too.
Yeah, I do too. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good pick.
Foam Stars are going to surprise some people.
I think Prince of Persia surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, we should be hearing more of a buzz about it as we get as the next couple of weeks come along. Yeah. I'm also wondering, you know, how big the surprises are going to be for the Last of Us Part 2 remaster, because I am going to spend my $10 to get the upgrade for that.
Yeah, I probably will too, even though I've
$10 isn't bad for an upgrade.
I never played it.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, okay then. The best way.
I'm finally going to face my fears this year, I think, and try to play through those games. Face those.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Last of Us games are not scary. Like, they have their.
I meant like not that scary, not scary, but like I haven't played them because of reasons we've talked about on After Dark. And
that is true. Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. The Rat King fight though is can be pretty.
Yes.
So. We'll see. It's on the list. My backlog list is huge. LeRon saw it.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, by the way, because like that, it's so OCD. Goddamn, I thought I had bad OCD. Jesus Christ, man! Like,
I know. It's not.
Were you bored?
Was I bored?
Yeah, like no, the level of detail that's in that spreadsheet. Goddamn!
I just wanted to make sure I was accurate.
No, hold. Where is it? Hold on, I had it pulled up.
While you do that, our last question, also from Vex. Final thoughts on Skull and Bones now that it finally slated to come out in February. You know what? I think that game's going to surprise a lot of people.
I think that game is dead in the water.
Oh man, I think it looks cool. I think it looks like The Division with pirates, and I'm totally on board with that. Which is kind of how.
Did you see that? Ubisoft might be teasing another Division game.
They are. They already confirmed the Division 3 was in. It's Heartland is the free to play kind of Dark Zone.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then the Division 3 has kind of already been announced, but not announced.
Well, they showed something that looked like the Division, like orange. Like,
it's not massive because they're doing the Star Wars game. The other studio that Red Storm, which is the studio they formed to make Tom Clancy games, like 10 years ago. They did like Hawks and what were some of those other terrible Tom Clancy games on the PS2 and GameCube and Xbox? And everything had like an acronym. I don't know. I think Skull and Bones looks cool. I mean, I know that game gets a lot of hate, and they are totally using the PUBG font on all their menu systems and everything, and they've got that weird kind of like yellow graffiti looking thing on a pirate game, which is like, oh, what are you doing there? But I don't know. I think the game kind of sounds neat. The Division with pirates. Now it could be terrible, and that's fine. Whatever. But I think it looks neat. That's my opinion. Nobody else has opinions on Skull and Bones.
I think, yeah,
that is a free trial Ubisoft Plus subscription, if I've ever seen one. Skull and Bones.
Yeah. I abstain. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
You know how I feel. I feel like we should get out of here.
Thanks for those questions.
Yeah. Give us more questions. I want to fill.
Love it.
I want to fill shows up with questions. I would rather do that than topics, to be honest with you.
You're filling up lots of things, Corey.
Me?
Filling up polls,
filling
up showtime.
I know. I'm a filler. That's what they call me.
Mm-hmm.
Fill you
Be
up.
a filler, not a killer.
Oh God.
He's a giver, not a taker.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Jesus Christ. I want to thank everybody for listening and or watching to the Boss Rush podcast. We are part of the Boss Rush Network. If you enjoyed this discussion, please do subscribe on YouTube and follow us on your favorite podcast application. If you are supporting us on Patreon, you get the show a week early over on patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Any tier grants you early access to all of our podcasts. Follow us on all social media at Boss Rush Network. If you're listening to us on podcast services, please do leave us a rating and a nice review. It would really help us out a lot. Stephanie, Pat, LeRon, thank you for your time tonight, as always. And I want to thank everybody so much for watching and or listening out there. And until next week, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
So long.
Farewell.
So long. Farewell.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts.